from real-life inspirations that shaped the film's supernatural undertone to behind-the-scenes secrets that almost ruined the production and hidden symbolism you would have missed on first watch. This movie is far more bizarre than it seems. So saddle up, because today we're uncovering 20 weird facts about High Plains Drifter that will forever change how you see this cult classic. Number 1. Clint Eastwood wrote and directed the film Under Pressure. This wasn't just another Western for Clint Eastwood. He took on both writing and directing after other filmmakers backed out of the project. In fact, Eastwood accepted the challenge when it seemed like no one else wanted to handle such a dark and morally complex story. His involvement was a risk, but it became one of his most iconic films, showcasing his signature style of blending violence with ambiguity. Number 2. The film's plot was inspired by real events. The story was loosely based on actual accounts of ghost towns in the American West, where settlers mysteriously vanished and legends of revenge-driven spirits were born. Eastwood and the crew studied these tales to give the film its eerie, supernatural atmosphere, making it feel like more than just fiction. It had roots in folklore and frontier fears. Number 3. The film was shot in a ghost town. The eerie ambiance wasn't created with CGI or elaborate sets. Much of High Plains Drifter was filmed in an actual abandoned town in California. The decaying buildings, dusty streets, and weather-beaten facades gave the film its authentic haunted feel, adding to the sense that this town had seen better or darker days. Number 4. The town in the film is almost a character itself. Eastwood treated the setting not just as a backdrop, but as a psychological force driving the story. He often referred to the town as the antagonist because its corrupt, complicit residents reflect the drifters' revenge. The oppressive landscape mirrors the moral decay of the people living in it, making the environment a symbolic reflection of the characters' guilt. Number 5. The film was considered too violent at the time. Upon release, many critics and audiences found the movie's dark tone and graphic scenes unsettling. It wasn't just another Western shootout. It explored themes of vigilantism, guilt, and supernatural justice in ways that made viewers uncomfortable. Despite its initial controversy, it's now seen as a bold film that pushed the boundaries of the genre. Number 6. The Drifter's mysterious identity was a deliberate choice. Eastwood's character is never fully explained. Is he a ghost, an avenging spirit, a mercenary with a dark past? The film leaves these questions open-ended, intentionally avoiding exposition. Eastwood wanted audiences to project their own fears and interpretations onto him, adding to the film's haunting mystique. Number 7. The score used disturbing musical techniques. Composer D. Barton created an unsettling soundtrack by using dissonant tones and eerie melodies that rarely followed traditional Western themes. The music added an otherworldly feel, subtly amplifying the psychological terror and suspense throughout the film. Even today, listeners find the soundtrack haunting and ahead of its time. Number 8. The cast faced harsh conditions. The remote location meant harsh weather, long shooting hours, and limited facilities. The actors dealt with extreme heat during the day and freezing temperatures at night. These conditions added to the film's realism. Their exhaustion, dirt-covered faces, and worn costumes gave the movie a raw, lived-in texture that amplified its gritty atmosphere. Number 9. Real guns and practical effects were used. Rather than relying on camera tricks or props, Eastwood insisted on using real firearms and practical stunts wherever possible. The gunfights were choreographed meticulously and actors rehearsed extensively to ensure authenticity. This hands-on approach resulted in scenes that felt brutal and unpolished, exactly the kind of realism Eastwood wanted. Number 10. The film's supernatural edge was inspired by Eastwood's personal beliefs. Clint Eastwood has mentioned in interviews that he's fascinated by the idea of justice beyond law and revenge as a spiritual reckoning. The film's eerie, ghost-like protagonist and themes of redemption were influenced by his own views on morality and fate. The movie isn't just a Western, it's a meditation on what happens when a town's sins catch up to it. Number 11. The film's ambiguous ending was a bold narrative choice. Unlike most Westerns that wrap up with clear resolutions and heroics, High Plains Drifter ends on an eerie, unsettling note. The film doesn't explicitly explain what happens to the drifter or whether justice is ever truly served. Eastwood intentionally left the ending ambiguous, believing that viewers should wrestle with the moral implications rather than being spoon-fed answers. This unconventional storytelling made audiences question whether the film's hero was a man or a supernatural force. a choice that continues to spark debates among film buffs today. Number 12. The film was rejected by several studios before production. When Eastwood first pitched the script, many studios were hesitant to invest in such a dark and morally complex story. They worried that audiences wouldn't connect with a protagonist who operates outside the law, and that the supernatural undertones would confuse viewers expecting a traditional Western. It was only after Eastwood's rising fame and determination that the film was greenlit. The fact that a studio took a chance on this unconventional project is a testament to Eastwood's influence and the faith people had in his vision. Number 13. The town's name was never fully explained. Interestingly, the town itself never gets a proper introduction or name in the film. This deliberate omission was Eastwood's way of keeping the town faceless, a symbol of universal corruption rather than a specific place. Without a name, the town feels timeless and more allegorical, as if it could exist anywhere in the Old West. This design choice allowed viewers to project their own ideas of small-town guilt and collective punishment onto the story, heightening its psychological weight. Number 14. Many cast members believed they were part of something supernatural. Several actors and crew members reportedly felt a strange presence during filming. Some claimed to experience unexplainable chills or had dreams in which the drifters' revenge seemed to extend beyond the film's plot. While Eastwood dismissed these claims, he welcomed the eerie energy as part of the movie's atmosphere. Whether psychological or spiritual, this shared sense of dread helped the cast fully immerse themselves in the story's haunting themes. Number 15. The film's harsh lighting reflected its themes. The cinematography in High Plains Drifter wasn't just visually striking, it was symbolic. The use of sharp contrasts, dim skies, and unnatural lighting created an oppressive environment where characters seemed trapped by their past. The town's dusty streets and relentless sun emphasized the moral decay and hopelessness that weighed down the narrative. Eastwood's deliberate choice to make the lighting unforgiving made the film's psychological tension even more palpable. Number 16. The Drifter's costume had hidden meanings. The Drifter's iconic outfit and his dark coat, hat, and gloves wasn't just for style. Costume designers subtly incorporated symbolic elements to reflect his role as both avenger and outsider. The all-black attire mirrors themes of death and judgment, while the gloves suggest a detachment from human warmth. These details helped the audience see the Drifter as more than a gunslinger. Number 17. Eastwood wanted real dust, not fake effects. To give the film an authentic look, Eastwood insisted that actual dust storms and dry, cracked terrain be used instead of artificial effects. The crew shot during peak heat and allowed dust to naturally cover the actors' faces and costumes. This decision not only grounded the film's visuals, but also tested the endurance of the actors, pushing them to perform in challenging conditions. Number 18. The film's revenge theme was considered too morbid for its time. In the early 70s, many westerns celebrated heroism and law enforcement. High Plains Drifter, however, explored revenge as a dark spiritual punishment rather than a clear-cut moral victory. Some critics at the time found the film too grim and nihilistic, accusing it of glamorizing violence and moral decay. Yet, this bleak portrayal of justice resonated with audiences who appreciated the film's honesty in addressing the harsh realities of guilt, complicity, and human frailty. Number 19. The ghost town's residents were played by real locals. Instead of hiring only professional actors for background roles, the production cast real locals from nearby communities as townspeople. This not only cut costs but added authenticity to the scenes. Many extras had never acted before, giving their reactions a natural awkwardness and emotional edge that a seasoned performer might not replicate. The decision blurred the line between fiction and reality, making the town's haunting atmosphere even more convincing. Number 20. The film's influence. Extended beyond the Western genre, though it's a Western at its core, High Plains Drifter has influenced psychological thrillers, horror films, and neo-Westerns that explore themes of isolation, justice, and spiritual reckoning. Many filmmakers today cite Eastwood's approach to blending moral ambiguity with supernatural elements as groundbreaking. It wasn't just a cowboy tale, it was a blueprint for films that challenge viewers to question human nature and the consequences of collective wrongdoing.